So here we got the Woodley and Burns fight card for Saturday, May 30th. I'm going to start uploading these on Thursday night so you guys have time to put your odds in on Friday before everyone changes them on Saturday. So let's start off. It's not a very exciting fight, to be honest. There's not many exciting fights on the whole card. Very similar to the last card where there's not many picks at all on the money line that I'd take. But let's go over these. As I'm going to remind you, these are for the parlays. If you're into those, I don't advise people really. They're not the smartest things to do, but sometimes you could fiddle around, get one or two of the ones you think you're going to win, and really get some good odds. But not necessarily on this card because of the money lines. But I got Gutierrez, two young guys. I got Gutierrez etching that one out. I got the young guy beating the veteran here, Casey Kenny. And the opposite, I think the veteran takes it, beats the young guy here. Tim Elliott's gone decision with Demetrius Johnson. This guy's young, has a good record, but this guy's a Brazilian Russian. It has a good fight history. I think he takes it. I think Spike's taking this. I got the young girl on here. This is the first exciting fight for me because I made good money betting against her. Every once in a while, the UFC comes up with these young stars, just hypes the hell out of them, even though they don't have any experience. And then, they're next thing you know, they're crazy favorites and the underdogs, plus 650. She got gassed out and beat last time, so it's possible she'll will this time, but I think she'll come back. This next fight's one that I think is going to be my favorite. Roberts is a beast. He can knock anyone out. He's got that type of power and one hit shot with one hit knockout power, and he's quick. But the dude he's fighting is pretty tough. And I thought he was going to be like a superstar, like a crazy native Indian UFC fighter. But to be honest, he didn't look too good on his last fight. He actually only won because of disqualification. He's a tough guy, but I think Roberts is going to take him out, to be honest. So we'll talk about that later. This next one's real close. Two really tough guys, young guys. I got Daniel Rodriguez, though. Next one is two savages. They are some heavy hands here. But I got Ivanov. It could go either way, one hit in this division, but especially these guys. But I got Ivanov. And this next fight, I got to change this. I made this the other day. And I shot a video and I had to redo it because I've reevaluated some things. And I'm glad I did. I think I got Burns now. And the reason is because, watch this, you guys. Listen to this question.
Yeah. And obviously you were a very dominant champion. Can you explain what kind of happened in your last fight with Usman where you lost, and have you made any changes or any adjustments since that bout?
No, I really can't explain what happened, so I didn't really have to make adjustments because I just wasn't in my body that night. So I haven't really watched the fight, I haven't really focused too much on it, just focus on moving forward from it, and that's what I'm doing right now.
When you say you weren't really there, I guess if you can elaborate on that feeling, what exactly were you feeling when you
I don't want to elaborate. You have to just be in that moment. You have to be a fighter to understand. Every fighters have those fights where they just feel like it.
And it also says, I went into a state of depression. So let's think about the last two fight cards. I bet against Smith, and one of the main reasons was because of that home robbery where he couldn't knock out or choke out a 160-pound man in front of his wife and kids. I mean, that had to be hard and make you emotional, I think. You can't go into emotions into this level of fighting. And that's also why I went with Overeem last card. The guy had lost his stepdaughter. I mean, that's horrible. Talk about emotions. It's not where you want to be. He fell into a depression, he's saying. And he said, I didn't even watch the video. I think that's a bad sign. So I'm going Burns. But let's talk about the money line. It's not good. Everything's pretty much a pick 'em. Oh, I see this. This just popped up. So the only ones I would take is, I take Green. I took Rodriguez on my over there on the one for the parlays. But I mean, if it's for odds and fist fight, I'll take the plus 280. Same with the Smoker versus Casey Kenny. It's a plus 225. All we need is a decision, and who knows what the judges. It's almost a coin flip, as we saw last fight card, and we'll go over that. So that same with Brock Weaver. Maybe he'll take him down. Maybe he can win 2 rounds wrestling or something. Plus 265. Plus 330 if Mackenzie Dern gets gassed out again. So you could actually pick any one of these. Take 3 of them, of the ones you think are the best, and you need one of them just to be in the money, because they're all plus 200s and above. If they're all plus 200s, you need one to break even. If it's plus 200, plus 210, plus 210, plus 210, you need one to make 10%. So that's kind of how I structure these top bets, and that's why I'm going to focus. I almost wonder if I should make these parlay picks and talk about the money line, because I want you guys to only focus really on the top bets. These are just if that's all you really understand or you have access to or whatnot. But these top bets are where we're going to make the money, and we're going to go over it. So let's take these off. And let's look at this. So these are my top bets. I've been going through the props every day as they pop up more and more, and I'm pretty sure these are the best ones. So the first fight, I got Gilbert Burns by KO, TKO, or disqualification. And the thinking behind this is not only from what I showed you on Woodley. Woodley's a great wrestler, and you saw Usman beat him. And Burns is good at submissions and wrestling, so I bet you he'll try to go that same route, but I don't think he'll get the submissions on Woodley. But I could see him gassing him out towards the end of that round and maybe getting the TKO on the ground or knocking him out. Don't get me wrong, Woodley could knock this guy out with one hit, but for a plus 800, I'll take that. So let's go this over at the structure, how I'm doing these. The 3 events, you got to keep your money, the bets equal on each event. And when you're putting 2 bets on the same event, you got to split the money, since only one can be in the win. Only one can win. So for example, now I think Roberts is going to knock out Weaver or TKO him. So round 2, it's a plus 1,600. Round 3 plus 2,800. So I split those 50-50. That wins 800 and that wins 1,400. And then the next event, I'm going the Ignov versus the Saki. And I think they might just go out there and knock each other out in the first round. So I'm going 50 on each one. So the way we've structured this is there's 3 events, equally bet. The 100 is just an example. It could be $5, $5, $5, or any size you want. And then you split each event depending on how many bets you're putting on each event, right? You split it up. So if we were doing him if we had Roberts to win round 1, round 2, and 3, it'd be $33 each if we were doing the $100, for example. So this is my top bets. And let's go over last week. So this was a frustrating week because let's check this out. Rodrigo took it. Mara took it. No, Mara lost. It's a 1-1. Darren took Elkins. I think he might have won. It was a close decision, but the judges gave it to Nate. Giga took it. Kevin washed Hernandez up in like 20 seconds. Matt Brown knocked his mouthpiece out, almost had the KO, but this guy came back. That was impressive. Complete robbery. Verlo won that fight. We all know that, but they gave it to Song. Anders looked horrible, and they robbed Barboza. Claudia did win, but I would argue that Hill won. The judges blew that, I think, as well, but I won't argue. Even though I would have said that's one of the ones that hit. It was contrarian. And here we go. Emotions versus experience. Experience won. So I only went 4-6. I should have went 6-4, but that's how it rolls with these decisions. So I went 4-6 on this card, the Overeem and the Harris, and previously had gone 7-4. So I'm only 11-10 almost 50% bets. If I bet on these, I would be down big, right? But as we went over last video, my first top bets on that Smith and Smith and Texera, only it paid out 23.3. But as we go over here and we look at my picks from this video, for the Harrison Overeem, I had 100. You had the 100 on the Matt Brown, would have paid 450. You would have lost it. I would take that bet every time again. He almost had it. I had 100 on the hole in for the TKO. He had that in 26 seconds. So right there in the prelims, you cannot lose money. You're already up $700. You lose everything else, you made $500 that night. But check this out. Overeem got the win in round 2. So if you had put $300, you would have made you would have had 1,300. Account would have went to 1,300 with 1,000 in profits. So that's 333%. So in 2 cards, you would be up 356.3% if you followed these top bets. And the key is not taking these profits and scaling up right away your bet sizes. You got to keep the original one and keep going, build these profits up, and then slowly do that in the long term. But do not rush that. That's how you blow your account. Say you took that 356% of profits and threw it all in this, and then we miss them all, you just blew your account. It's very similar to stock trading. You got to manage your risk. And we're managing our risk by being very selective, picking the best odds, and not doing that by keeping our positions down, and maybe only keep betting 5-10% on each event of the money you have in your account. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it. This fight card will be good. There's a couple ones, some money makers. We'll see how they land.